You took Florida, Michigan State, Duke, and the Gonzaga Bulldogs to make the Final Four. 2.5 minutes each. Owen, you're the lower seed. Errol gets last licks. Begin, Owen.
Yeah, for my Final Four, I kind of went off with the hot teams and then some coaching. So I took two great coaches, Gonzaga and Michigan State. I think those, we talked about it on the show on Monday. Great coaches are going to do really well in this tournament. And who's better than Mark Few and Tom Izzo? Like, there's none better than that. I think Gonzaga's been on a hot streak. Michigan State's been streaky, but they've been really good in the Big Ten. And I'm just going with coaches on those guys. And then I took talented teams. Florida obviously just won the SEC. Again, you talk about toughest conference. Most teams in the conference, they went through that whole tournament. They won the tournament, and they got, they're on a hot streak from that. I think it's going to carry over to this tournament. They're athletic, they're fast, they're big, they can shoot, they got it all. And then Duke. I think Duke has the overall number one class as freshmen in the tournament. I think obviously they got the best player in Cooper Flagg if he stays healthy. I think their talent overall, and then they got Knikel, however you say his name, who shoots the lights out of the ball. They got a good center who's really good defensively. They won the ACC tournament. A lot of these teams push through far in their tournaments or won it, and I think those are the teams that are going to go far. They take that momentum, they go through. So I want a mixture of talent, and I want a mixture of coaches. And I think they're going to prevail, and I think my Final Four is way better than Errol's.
Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. You don't even know my Final Four.
That's incredible. Errol Marks, same time on the clock.
I got Auburn. I have Auburn and UConn. Obviously, UConn's a national champion. I think they're a lot better than they're ranked. I think they have a tremendous amount of size. They're very well coached. Danny Hurley is one of the best in the world. And I'll tell you, Danny Hurley gets under people's skin. I think it's going to play a dividend throughout the tournament. I think he's going to get under people's skin. And I have them playing the Johnnies in Elite Eight. I think this is a big year for the Big East. And I would love to see Pitino versus Danny Hurley. So I have UConn and Auburn. Auburn is probably the second best team in this tournament. They were ranked higher than Duke going into the tournament, but they're not better than Duke. I mean, obviously, but Auburn is tremendous. They got tremendous side, guard play. They play defense. They play offense. They're very well coached. I love everything about Auburn, and they could. And Bruce Pearl, we all know who he is, and we know what he's all about. So I expect Auburn to play a real big game against UConn. It's going to be fun to watch. Then I have Duke, the Duke Blue Devils. I'm not a Shire fan, ladies and gentlemen, but let's be honest. This team is loaded. Duke is loaded. Knuppel, Harris. Obviously, we all know about their superstars. This is a great team. Tremendous side, great guard play. And to me, there is no weakness of this team. They're as strong as any team in the tournament, and they have the best player in the world in Cooper Flagg right now in college. I don't think it's even close. And then you got Houston. I love Houston. I think this is the year Houston is going to go to the Final Four, and they're going to make noise. They're going to give Duke a lot of problems. And I said I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Duke. They're tremendous. They've got this size, their speed. They're one of the best defenses in the country. I think they're ranked 9th, and they're one of the best offenses. So they're tremendous all around. And again, everybody thinks that this team is going to be like a one-shot, loss or second round, third round loss. This is a different team this year. I think they're overall athletically gifted in many different areas. They've got size and they got the ability. By the way, they're one of the better rebounding teams in this tournament. So I think if they play their game, they can knock off the Dukies. They can knock off Auburn, and they can knock off UConn. Don't count UConn out. I'm telling you right now, anybody that counts this guy out, Danny Hurley, I watched 60 Minutes. He came out and pretty much said, if you think we are what we are ranked, well, then you don't know basketball. And when he said that, I said, okay, I got UConn going at least to the Final Four. I do not count out Danny Hurley, especially he uses this reverse psychology. And by the way, he's got his own basement where he sits down with these weird things. I mean, his wife is just as weird as he is, okay? His basement is like a man cave that you never want to be in, okay? That's all I'm going to say. So that's what I got.
All right,
That sounds
Petey.
sketchy.
It is.
So we're
it's catchy.
gonna pick a team that has a guy that with a weird basement. Is he into
well,
mannequins?
hold on
What
one
is he into?
second.
I don't know.
Did you not hear
he
my
a sex
argument?
dungeon? I
Did you
don't-
not hear my argument? They're the national
what you ended
champions, two-time national champions, and by the way, two years ago, last year,
Last year, too.
last year.
I said the last 2 years, but it's
Yeah.
not the same team.
It
didn't
doesn't
make the
matter.
finals in their conference
Dude, you know how
tournament.
many top players they have on their roster right now that are leaving after this year? I expect this team to come out strong with their coach. They're sensational. They're they're underrated for what they're ranked. They haven't played very well in the last week or two, but when it comes to the tournament, they're a different team, and so is Danny Hurley as he gets under your skin. And that's what he's going to do. Ask Purdue what he did in the national championship. I can tell you, I know Zach Edey's not going to like it, but it's true. He gets under people's skin. So eat it! Eat it, Owen!